Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I have the brand new Armani My Way Intense to review for you. I'm going to be letting you know what this smells like, give you my first impressions and compare it to original My Way that came out last year. If you're new here, then hello, welcome. We are all about perfumes here, so check out my hundreds and hundreds of other videos. And if you're a regular but you haven't subscribed yet, then do hit that subscribe button and show your support. And you can support me as a channel member and on Patreon as well. And as always, I will leave the links to where you can buy these perfumes down below in the description box for North America, UK and Europe. Cool, so original My Way that came out last year is an eau de parfum. And I think it's been a pretty successful perfume release. I like it, I like to wear it. I think it's a really pretty scent. It's essentially a tuberose, greeny, feminine, quite a fresh floral, but it's still pretty good for lasting. It still gives you a really wholesome and feminine vibe without being sweet or like rosy or anything. Having the tuberose makes it a bit more sophisticated, I think, and there's jasmine in there as well. The whole branding and everything is all about like an independent woman traveling the world, doing things her way, my way. So it's very much like about a strong female character. It's not about wear this perfume and you'll attract the opposite sex, which is always a nice, refreshing marketing campaign to have that. And I do think the bottle's pretty as well with this like stone on the top. So I was super excited to find out what My Way Intense smelled like because I did like original My Way so much. So you can see that it's in basically the exact same bottle, same lid, and the bottle's the same except for the fact that the liquid is slightly more pink, and they've also put like a blue tint on the bottom, which makes the bottle itself look darker, but very easily confused, I imagine, if you're not super familiar with it. And the packaging as well looks exactly the same, except that the Intense one has that blue line on it there saying Intense. So not that different. They're both refillable. You can buy like a refillable large bottle of these and refill them yourself. So they have that sustainability element to them. So normally when an intense version of a fragrance comes out, they've usually added some different ingredients. It usually has a nod to the original, but quite a different feel, a different vibe to it. I would say in this case, the Intense version is really quite similar to the original. And in my view, they haven't changed it enough to make it as different or as special as perhaps they could have done. So I have them both on two different cards here. So they both still have that tuberose absolutely as the main note. It really is like walking into a green lush garden, getting all that tuberose all around, the jasmine, sort of night blooming jasmine type vibe. The original has a bergamot note in the top note, which adds quite a refreshing feel to it. That's been removed from the Intense version, and instead there's a bitter orange, which makes it a little bit more darker, and it does make the fragrance feel a bit more bitter. I think the main difference is that whereas the original was a fresh tuberose and jasmine, the Intense version doesn't have jasmine in. They've removed the jasmine, and instead there is a slightly aromatic tuberose note added as well, called Indian tuberose, which makes it a little bit darker, and it does make it feel a little bit more aromatic, whereas the original was more fresh spring green tuberose. This is a darker aromatic-y tuberose. They both have Madagascan vanilla in the base, but I have to say you can't really smell the vanilla in either. It's very much like a subtle base note, and they both have a woody note in the base, but this new Intense version has a sandalwood, whereas the original eau de parfum, it was just a cedar wood, which is a bit fresher, a bit more greener, and mixed with the tuberose to give it that fresh green vibe. I do think that the vanilla probably does come through a bit more in the Intense version, but overall they are broadly very similar. I think if you like the original, you might like the Intense version. Personally, I found particularly on the skin that by having that bergamot removed and that bitter orange note in there, and I think having the jasmine taken away as well, it did feel a bit aromatic-y, and I'm not a huge aromatic fragrance fan, so my personal preference would be to stick with the original. I love the fresh tuberose in there, and it still lasts even though it has that freshness to it. For me, the Intense just smelled not like the original, but a gone off version of the original, but just a, I don't know, like it's just a more aromatic-y version of the original, I think. And what I did notice is that I don't really think that it's much stronger than the Eau de Parfum. The Eau de Parfum is great for lasting anyway, considering. I have noticed that the price is a little bit more. It's about £5, £7, £8 more for the Intense compared to the Eau de Parfum, which makes me think they have put more perfume oil in here, but it doesn't feel that much difference. Usually the Intense versions are like much stronger than the original, and that isn't the vibe I get. So I think my personal recommendation would be, if you found the original not strong enough, then go ahead and try the Intense version. And if you like aromatic-y notes, you like sandalwood, you like that more Indian tuberose vibe, then also try the new Intense version. But if you haven't tried the original, then definitely give it a try. I do think it's one of the best releases from last year. So I think in terms of this new one, I'm not overly excited or overly impressed by it. I don't think it's really gonna, you know, make much of an impact, change the world, where I do think the original was a really good release. So guys, let me know, have you managed to try the new Intense version? What do you think of it? Do you like the original? Let me know in the comments down below. And like I said, I'll leave the links to where you can get these in the description box. But that's it. So thanks so much for watching as always, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.